because it involve a divorce case.
Because you, even though that's not your job, apa dia buat lepas tu is not your problem.
Tak ada niat nak jadi ejen hartanah pun.
Oh, interesting. Dari oil and gas dia masuk ni real estate industry ya.
Because kita ada skills future. You remember?
Oh yes.
I use that money to.
Oh movie.
Assalamualaikum guys, you are tuning to Yalah Frekuensi, hosted by Kazairul Abdullah,
Rafiq Ramlan,
Razan Rahmat.
guys, aku nak jual rumah tau. Tapi kan, aku rasa macam pakai ejen tak best lah. Dia macam the agent take the profit lah. Apa pendapat korang ah?
Kebetulan kita ada dua pakar kat sini. One of them is Fazli and Hadi. So we are with Hadi now. So kita akan terlebih dahulu kau boleh perkenalkan diri on kau dah berapa lama in this industry, and before you are in this industry, what were you doing?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Hardi Sungif. Ya, basically saya dalam in this industry dah nak masuk 3 tahun.
3 tahun.
So before that, prior to that, I was doing COVID ops sebab we were in the COVID lockdown. So I was supporting COVID ops, doing swabbing dengan serology lah, ambil darah. So but prior to that, I was doing in the oil and gas industry lah.
Oil and gas.
Oil and gas. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
So dari oil and gas kan, macam mana kau boleh masuk ke agent, real estate agent?
Okay, that's a very good question. Because prior to that, I was applying for BTO.
Okay.
Then tak ada niat nak jadi ejen hartanah pun.
Okay.
Tapi lepas tu because we were applying for BTO, then apparently my in-law also apply the same estate as me. So sebab dorang ada rumah before that, so dorang nak jual rumah. Dan bila dorang jual rumah, dorang engage an agent lah.
Okay.
Then normally when you think ada engage agent, then you will think macam, oh okay lah, dah settle lah. But every time they got a question, they ask me, and I'm not even taking the Arias or what.
Okay.
So dorang ngasih tanya ni, so I need to find the answer lah. Google here and there. Then because and one more thing is my friend Fazli was an agent then. I intro him. Then because I keep getting this question, then I found out the answer. Then I was thinking macam, kalau my friend can do it, then I can find the answer. Then
You
why
can
not?
pursue,
Why not just try to pursue? Then I just try to take the Arias lah. And alhamdulillah, after a while I get the license.
Oh, interesting. Dari oil and gas dia masuk ni real estate industry ya.
Yes.
Tapi so apa actually yang bila kau start ni agent ni kan, ada kesulitan ke apa ke dia punya
Nah, starting off
starting off tu?
Starting off, normally yes, because as when you start, you start from zero.
Scratch.
Meaning once the Arias you dah pass all the exam, you are still there's zero experience. So macam you don't have any experience. What do you fall back on? Kira-kira macam orang nak jual rumah, then how do you tell yourself or tell other people you are credible? So
okay.
yalah, from that's how you the challenge is there lah. Kira kan nak bilang orang yang you can do it, at the same time you got no experience. So nak kena convince orang jugalah yang actually we have the tools to help them with the process of selling, buying house. It's just that you need to have belief in me lah, especially with mentors around me. I can get the help that's needed to do the transaction smoothly lah.
Faham.
Okay. Yes.
So for this apa RES
Yes.
So susah tak? I mean to
Exam,
Actually dah senang lah. Senang nak fail lah.
Senang nak feel.
so berapa kali tu?
Berapa kali? Alhamdulillah 2 kali lah. The first time because there's 2 papers. So the first time I pass only one. I pass satu. So when I retake the second time, alhamdulillah boleh pass the next paper. Because I don't think after the second paper I can keep on doing, because ni kirakan orang semua tak nampak this part. The effort, the time that we put in, macam I study when I wake up then until like macam 1-2 pagi
Okay.
baru macam dah betul-betul dah tak boleh, baru tidur. Then besok pagi start balik.
So basically kau
For 1
betul-betul
weeks.
bersungguh-sungguh buat dari pagi, belajar untuk hadam that information for you.
Have to lah. I'm not a bright person lah. So
itu
the
time
effort, yeah.
itu time you dah quit your previous job lah.
I was
Still-
still doing the COVID ops. Then because
COVID ops.
after a while the COVID dah died down, so kita macam quite free.
Oh,
So I was thinking macam what's my next step. So I just take, even when I take this, my friend don't know. I just take this on my own because kita ada skills future. You remember?
Oh yes.
I use that money to
Boleh
boleh. Yes.
Macam kas
aku susah sikit lah.
Nak
Ni
ambil lah.
kau imagine macam dia ni situation nak convince orang untuk percaya dia especially for first timer. Macam mana orang nak percaya? You don't have the record pun. Macam
kau tak ada portfolio
tak
lagi
ada
tau.
portfolio. Macam mana orang nak percaya So that is your hurdle Kau nak convince orang and then to get your first client
Yeah.
is hard So kau boleh explain bila kau dapat that first client mesti macam wah, actually that's amazing
Yes.
Dia punya achievement tu rasa
Achievement, betul.
puas hati.
It's unbelievable lah because I got help from mentors. I got a very good support system. So even though at that point of time macam ni boleh ke tak, tapi kita tak boleh tunjuk depan orang yang kita macam not really confident. You know you can do it. It's just that because you have never do it, you don't know macam how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, kita with the help of mentor, alhamdulillah, the first I can clock my first transaction lah. Then after that everything just fall into place lah. Kira kan one after another.
So the satu kali ni kau buat tu tiba-tiba alhamdulillah all dapat slowly it comes in
Because Arias don't really teach you macam how to
Get client,
from step 1 to the end.
Oh okay.
Dia just bilang macam legal calculation and stuff.
Oh
But
okay.
macam the HDB process of jual beli rumah is you have to know on the file lah. Every case is
On the
different.
go
Every case is different. So doesn't mean you have 10 or 50 transaction under you. The next one will be the same as
The
the
previous
previous one.
Faham.
Every
So
case is unique.
macam kau cakap every case is unique kan. Kau boleh ceritakan satu case yang case kau akan ingatnya. Is something that is unique from the rest of your
Unique.
previous.
Okay, the most unique one is actually my very first case.
Okay,
Because,
that's interesting.
Because it involved a divorce case.
Divorce case complicated complicated.
Kalau dapat yang dorang tak boleh jumpa pun,
tak boleh bertemu muka kan. Macam mana kau nak buat
then it's my first case. I need to convince them to get me.
Yes.
And at the same time there's 2 different party at macam tak boleh
Bergabung.
bersemuka. So that's a very big hurdle that was my first transaction lah. So alhamdulillah, sebab individually when I talk to them individually, they are actually very nice individual.
Tapi kalau
It's just
bertemu tu dah macam kucing dengan anjing lah.
Yes, bila nak kena macam do something that involve each
Both
other,
party,
both party, itu yang macam dorang macam ada sikit tension lah, ada tension sikit. Yeah. Tapi individual, when I ask individually, they are very nice people.
Cuma jumpa depan-depan kau je.
Tak, normally kita communicate through message or call lah.
Oh tak pernah jumpa lah.
Jumpa.
Oh.
It's just that tak pernah jumpa each other.
Oh, each other.
In one meeting.
In one
It
meeting
will be an
Right.
issue kalau ada jumpa together.
Oh,
Kalau ada
susah
orang
oh.
gaduh depan-depan, ada middleman dah referee stop.
Dia dah pakai baju belang-belang tu nanti dengan
Dah whistle
whistle lah.
Yeah.
Busy Syul.
Busy
Tu lagi satu case lah. Tapi but alhamdulillah everything went smoothly. Then I think because okay, one thing is the wife is not really financially dia punya financialnya part is a bit not
Big lah.
big lah.
Okay, faham.
So nak jual memang senang, tapi what's next?
Ya.
What's next for her? Because the husband still with the CPF return semua, dia ada cukup untuk nak beli the next house. But the wife, kalau once dah jual this rumah which she was staying in, takkan kita nak just biar dia.
Ya. Kesian
Just
juga
like
kan
that.
kalau
So-
dia tak ada tempat.
So she was a housewife. Oh.
Dia ada kerja tapi low income.
Lower
Yeah. So what I did for that case, it was my first case. Then I need to find the solution for her next place, which is pergi dengan dia jumpa MP, tanya HDB for all the macam what can be done.
Okay.
Then eventually I managed to get a rental house for her lah. Kalau tak, because the house kalau once dah cerai need to sell,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah, the time
Unless you can buy over lah, which in this case cannot. So dah jumpa MP semua, alhamdulillah, with the help of my mentor, which I really appreciate, dapat the solution, which is the rental house. Dan makcik tu pun bila when I see her macam dapat rumah rental, makcik tu macam cakap alhamdulillah semua, macam
Mesti emotional
rasa very
Touching
satisfied,
lah,
satisfied. Macam dapat tolong. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Kan your first punya transaction with this difficult punya situation kan.
Yes.
Dia
Dia bukan
biasa lah.
the normal macam couple ada anak dah more bigger space, then just
Upgrade dia.
set upgrade lah. This one is really a special case. So
But-
with that,
Okay, from what you tell us and share dengan kita kan, kau kerja betulnya ikhlas lah. Because you, even though that's not your job lah, apa dia buat lepas tu is not your problem bro.
yeah,
Betul tak?
I can be like that. I mean,
Technically it's not your duty what.
Yes.
Yeah, tapi kau dengan ikhlas hatinya kau menolong dia untuk find a place to live in, which is I don't think much people are doing that lah. Diorang banyak fikir macam it's not my job anymore.
Aku dah dapat aku punya percentage.
Dah aku dah dapat aku punya duit
Kan?
pun. But
yes.
tapi guys, you must sokong dia lah guys. Beli, minta tolong dia lah. Nak beli jual rumah, panggil lah Hadi.
So actually kau is engaged by the husband lah.
Yes.
So you just go extra mile to help the wife lah pasal dia punya dia punya state lah, betul tak?
Correct, because the wife is staying there,
Oh.
but they want to sell the house. It's just that dorang tak tahu macam what's next for them. Macam jual memang boleh jual, just jual, orang dah beli then dah lah. Tapi what's next for them is the important part lah. Anyway, the rental house I don't really get any
Yeah, betul.
Profit from that you
profit.
know.
Yeah, it's just out of
Goodwill lah.
goodwill lah, macam kesian lah. It's orang Melayu kita lagi. Yeah.
Tu kita nak perlukan banyak orang-orang macam ni.
Betul. Bukan hanya melakukan kerja dia tapi go an extra mile.
Extra
to
mile.
help lah.
Hmm.
Weh, ni dahsyat lah.
Pasal jarang kita
Because-
dengar kan.
And you said that you go down with the MP lagi kan. So it's really an effort lah. Pasal nak jumpa MP, nak tengok time lagi, nak pergi berbual lagi.
Itu dah malam ah.
And
Normally after maghrib.
Kan?
dia bukan tak ada kerja lain. And first client nak cari lagi satu klien pun. Betul tak?
Betul.
So you need to jaga lagi melolong.
So
Such an amazing person lah.
out of, kan kita tahu like in real estate we have a lot of companies kan. So what makes you choose SRI to be your
That one the answer is simple lah. Because I just joined my friend,
so you tag
my
along
long time friend lah.
Oh,
Because either way the one very important thing for me lah after I join is to have that chemistry, and also kalau dah kenal lama then lagi senang nak
Lagi
berbual
senang
semua.
untuk buat kerja,
Kalau macam tak, macam is it like a boss and employee punya chemistry, which is still okay, but in this line actually everyone is macam about the same lah. Bos ke tak bos ke, we are still doing
sama ya.
sama
same
je,
job
yeah.
lah.
Oh.
Yes.
Dia kan this real estate agent, is it self-employed ke is ada ni ya?
Ya, betul juga. Betul juga.
Aku nak tahu juga.
It's self-employed, yeah.
It's self-employed.
Self-employed. So basically kalau tak keluar memang tak ada profit lah, tak ada gaji lah.
Yes.
You need to do that work lah.
Ada transaction, ada gaji. Tak ada transaction, gaji yang sebelum tu drag sampai
Okay.
Self-employed.
Okay, ration lah.
Ration
lah.
Dia kan rajin banyak ah. Kalau kau malas, kau payah pasal lah kan.
Tak dapat lah, makan batu lah. Okay, since dia dah bring up about this SRI kan,
Okay.
for bila I think last 2 years I see there's a lot of real estate agent going macam makin ramai, makin bertambah lah.
Yeah.
So the market is competitive lah kan.
Betul.
So how do you cope with the competition?
Kita tak payah nak fikir pasal orang lain dan sangat lah. Kita just focus on our basically business lah. It's a business.
Okay.
So then the rest, if you put in the effort, you put in the time, you will reap the rewards lah. It's just that yalah, rezeki daripada Allah. So
Betul.
basically orang semua ada bahagian masing-masing. So we just
Do your part lah.
Do on our own.
So siapa can share siapa your mentor?
My mentor is actually my long time friend, good friend, Fazli.
Oh, Fazli. Mr. Fazli
Fazli.
Nanti
But it's not only, he's one of the main for me. He's one of my main peers to look up to lah. It's just that dalam team kita pun ada banyak yang lain yang ada expertise in all the different field, like macam industrial, commercial, private. So dalam team kita boleh just mana-mana pun kita nak buat, ada orang yang
ada reference lah untuk
ada orang yang
bertanya.
mahir dalam that bahagian. So even you engage me, you engage my peer, kirakan in whatever real estate related punya business you want to do, insyaAllah we have all bases covered lah. Yeah.
Okay, so tak nak tanya yang korang punya team ni selalunya ada macam berapa banyak orang? Habis ada satu macam spesifik satu mentor ke, ataupun memang semua just work together as a team?
Yeah, basically semua work together as a team lah. Yeah. Orang baru, orang lama, kalau tak semestinya orang baru je yang tak tahu benda. Kadang-kadang orang lama pun macam diorang didn't handle such cases. Orang baru ni macam like for example I handle a divorce case, get the rental flat semua tu. I can use my experience
lah.
macam experience yang tak seberapa ni boleh tolong orang. In the same way orang dah ada banyak experience, they can just help me if I encounter any macam unique cases lah.
I see.
So kau doing this previously kau belajar oil and gas semua. Kau pernah dulu macam terfikir nak buat this thing tak?
Ada pernah terfikir
Tak ada, because to be honest, actually I'm a very shy guy.
Betul lah, sama macam kita.
Sama lah. Kita boleh nampak juga.
Introvert.
Oh but that's a challenge for an introvert to to get client nak turun berbual kan.
Betul. Tapi macam if you put your mindset macam you are helping people through this you can call it job lah, through this job, then at the same time you get paid for it, then macam why not? Macam you get the satisfaction to help macam people want to upgrade or want to whatever they want to do with their properties lah. You help them along the way, make it a smooth journey, then make it as seamless as possible. Kira kan it's very satisfying lah.
So one of your
kira kan dia override the pemalu introvertnya side of me.
Susah tu.
Itulah aku berfikir
Aku introvert juga, nampak je macam ni.
macam mana ni kita nak dapat klien
Nak berbual punya susah.
dah berbual nak kena script kena check lagi.
Kadang-kadang pergi kedai nak order makanan pun
Tengok cermin
Kau pergi lah.
Ni
Lagi.
nak dapat klien betul lah. Dahsyat.
Ada problem lagi nak share.
Kira kau overcome tu by just face the music gitu. Yang ke depan
So because basically if kira kan kalau orang dah panggil you meaning they know that you got something that has to offer to them. So kita pun nak macam walau macam mana pun kita nak kena put on a confident face. Macam maybe because not I tell you frankly, not everything that you ask me I know the answer. But what if I don't know the answer, what I can do is I can ask someone who's in the field, atau I can call the HDB to clarify things. Kira kan you won't know everything one. Sebab HDB, if you know, diorang policy keep on changing. Diorang policy ada banyak. You won't be able to remember everything, but
tak boleh cope lah dengan dia punya changes.
but of course nak kena ada basic lah. So but from there macam kalau ada all the tough questions, we try to I put one side, I clarify for you, then see how we can go. Yes. Yeah.
So what are the struggle yang you pernah go through, like really macam susah to handle ada any cases?
Okay lah, yang struggle maybe those yang macam asyik tanya, macam siang malam just tanya,
Cakap
dorang
je.
just full of questions. Dorang just full of questions. Macam ada question is okay to ask. Ada question macam
Tak perlu sih.
macam macam tanya macam is basic, macam you can find it yourself apa. So macam is I mean I can help to answer lah, but if you try to be more resourceful, then macam
Yalah, senang untuk kau jugalah.
Yeah.
Not every single question nak kena tanya-tanya. You know, sekarang handphone boleh Google dulu kan.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Macam ada
don't-
AI semua.
Ya, kesian juga pada ejen hartanah kan kalau siang malam
Tapi
kau message.
kita tak boleh cakap cari sendiri lah, takkan nak
Tak boleh
So kita nak kena
dia dalam hati lah.
yeah.
Dia nak ada professional lah.
Professional lah.
Tapi dalam kau punya 3 years of kau punya pengalaman kan, selalu kita dengar banyak AZ, banyak macam klien selalu cakap, ni ejen bui aku, kau faham tak? Tapi pernah tak engkau sendiri as a agent kan kena bui dengan customer? Pasal kita jarang dengar this side of the story tau.
Bui dengan customer.
Macam kau dah buat, dah put in hard work ke apa, lalu tiba-tiba last minute terus dia pull out.
Oh.
Pasal selalunya kita,
Ini
kita dengar orang
Yes, sir.
cerita is from client side je. Amak ni ejen tipu aku. Share sikit lah pasal macam serius pasal
Memang,
aku tahu pasti ada kan.
Like the previous time I told you, kirakan ada orang macam ada mungkin acquaintance lah, kirakan orang yang tak rapat tapi kenal juga. Diorang macam keep on tanya soalan, tanya, but in the end macam tengok dia jual rumah dengan orang lain.
Dengan orang lain. Oh lama.
So macam then you ask me, kirakan ni apa, information counter
Dia pakai free
But
trial lah. Dia
maybe
tak nak
maybe
subscribe.
maybe tu bukan
Free,
rezeki lah.
one week free
One
trial.
free trial lah. Dia tak subscribe.
Oh.
Macam dah turun jumpa, dah buat calculation, dah bilang dia okay, macam ni.
Oh,
In the
yalah.
end, yang jual rumah orang lain. So macam okay lah, itu kirakan affected lah, but maybe bukan rezeki lah. So just
That is also one of the struggle as a ejen hartanah Dah penat-penat answer, dah carikan jawapan, tak dapat.
Tu lah. Tapi
Aduh, mesti sakit hati, bingit, marah, ada emotion
kau kena free trial gitu. Gitu-gitu je kau dapat eh.
Dia dah tak nak bayar.
Dia kan free ride je.
Dah susah payah.
Betul.
Kan susah juga jadi ejen hartanah. Pasal in my mind kan dulu aku selalu fikir macam senang pun diorang bagi kerja. Aku setakat ikut HDB yang website, apa nak buat aku boleh follow through. But behind the scenes kan baru dapat tahu diorang yang susah.
So is it important tak walau if you macam mana nak cakap untuk ambil
Untuk gunakan servis ejen hartanah.
yes correct to do your transaction lah.
Without ejen hartanah whether
What is the pros and cons of
betul.
buat sendiri?
I mean sebab kita buat this transaction on a daily basis basically. So we know, we are more familiar, macam nak tahu macam mana macam basically the timeline, the financial semua. We try to cover as much as possible. So kalau nak buat sendiri macam silakan lah. I mean if you are
By all means
resourceful, sekarang with the knowledge information online, technically you can do yourself. It's just that as an agent, you have the time or not? You want to save the money, you have the time. If you have the time, then okay, by all means go ahead. Tapi kalau as an agent, kita macam on a daily basis kita dah tolong orang, kita dah buatkan timeline semua. Sometimes they macam, since you are doing like only once in your life, nak jual beli, so bila dorang buat tu mungkin the financial ada benda yang you didn't know that you need to factor in. Mungkin ada the timeline you tak tahu yang macam actually nak kena something, nak kena overlap ke macam nak kena susun cantik-cantik lah. So dia punya proses from the selling to the buying kira kan smooth lah. You jual, you dah pindah, then baru you hand over the kunci. So this part I saw some of them who did DIY Diorang dah jual, then diorang baru perasan yang actually rumah diorang belum jadi tapi diorang dah kena move out.
So that's the issue.
Dia punya
When diorang
Roblox tu lah.
diorang tak plan the timeline properly. So bila to save the money on the agent, they have to rent somewhere which
sama
maybe
juga. Sama juga.
back to square one. Sama.
Kira kan dia punya apa extension period ke apa tu kan. Dia ada 3 months.
6 months
Diorang nak kena pening kepala kat situ lah. Diorang nak save duit, nak kena pening kepala kat situ, tapi balik-balik duit dia maybe sama jugalah kalau diorang bayar agents.
Sama juga, yalah.
It's the same ya.
Aku pernah kena gini tapi aku tak buat sendirilah. Aku kena bubble dengan ni renovation.
Dia
Aku
delay
minta 3 months extension. Dah habis 3 months, rumah tak siap-siap.
Aduh.
Menggelabah tu. Rumah belum siap betul-betul, tengah togel.
Tu lah nak tinggal mana Itu lagi satu masalah.
Buat muka sedih dengan ni apa, buyer punya agent lah.
Minta extend sikit lah.
Nasib baik dia kasih, tapi kena bayar lah.
Mesti lah. Everything money bro.
That's why lah.
Tapi untuk kau punya experience juga kan, bila part yang you want to sell the house for the client, kalau you dah buat calculation kan dorang, and dorang you calculate for them, ni benda tak cukup untuk untung dia macam tak cukup untuk sufficient untuk dia for the future lah. Would you still advise them to sell, or you just advise them not to proceed with the sales? Pasal kebanyakan is that kita tahu is that most commonly kita tahu is that kalau agent dah datang rumah, kalau dia dah buat calculation, sikit ke tak sikit, they still want to sell. So what is your best advice lah?
Okay, ultimately it boils down to what are your, why you want to sell. Kira kan dia punya reason kenapa. Tapi based on the amount that maybe after the calculation dia punya proceed dia tinggal macam berapa banyak. Kalau if it's macam not as much, then are you okay to move? Sebab sometimes dorang jual, dorang beli, dorang nak pakai duit untung untuk nak renovate rumah.
Betul.
Kalau let's say duit untung dia tak sebanyak, tapi kalau dia ada savings untuk nak renovate, still okay to proceed apa. Cuma kalau macam that component yang savings tak ada, then duit untung pun tak banyak, then kalau dorang pindah nak renovate, bayar pakai apa?
Betul.
So kalau if that's the case, then of course we will try to see what are the options available. Atau kalau tak ada, then macam maybe it's best to stay put lah. Then maybe we wait for another opportunity, another time yang kita boleh tengok macam mana.
So basically is that client dengan you all pun tak boleh hide lah kan. Betul lah. They have to be truthful so that you understand their situation.
Betul.
And you can assess them accordingly lah kan. Betul lah.
Yes, kita punya kerja is actually to advise. The ultimate decision is from the homeowners.
Orang kalau tak bilang macam mana nak tahu kan? Mesti
Takkan nak sembunyi-sembunyi Kau nak jual rumah, takkan nak tipu-tipu sembunyi-sembunyi. Tipu-tipu nak kena lay down on the table
Pasal duit kadang-kadang orang
ada kali
sensitif
orang
sikit.
tipu. Ada kali orang cakap ada untung tapi tak nak fikir pasal masa depan. Rumah nanti tak renovate, salahkan agent. Ini yang banyak berlaku.
Sabar bang.
Betul
Bersabarlah
saya.
Aku bukan agent, tapi aku
tapi
perspektif.
nampak tau kau punya credibility untuk jadi agent.
Boleh
Kalau
boleh
agent
ambil
tak
RES.
jual-jual rumah lah, saya dah banyak.
Susah ni.
Kalau
Nanti dia gini. Nanti gini.
The blank
1000 years later.
Akan tanya soalan. Wait I Google first.
Nampak sangat aku lambat pick up je lah. Aku nak faham dulu baru faham.
Lambat pick up. Dia ni pick up nak kena tukar ni lah. Ford Ranger.
Betul. Dia nak kena Hilux lah at least.
Hilux Okay, aku ada soalan pasal paying off. Dulu orang-orang lama ni mentality lah, nak cepat-cepat habis bayar rumah pakai CPF lah. So what are your advice pasal ni untuk cepat pay off rumah?
Okay, so basically the question I would ask next is this house your forever home atau ada plan nak pindah lagi? Kalau ada plan nak pindah lagi, then I would advise not to pay off habis. Sebab if you pay off habis, maknanya whatever you pay off, especially with CPF, dia ada that accrued interest portion, which will eat into your sales proceed lah. So kalau you nak pindah, kalau you pay off, then kirakan your sales proceed akan makin berkurangan lah. As compared to if you don't pay off, then for the next house you can use the sales proceed to offset sikit lah.
Kan kalau rumah tu BTO, lepas tu dia dah kelang kabut nak habis bayar sebab tak nak fikir pasal bayar bulan-bulan dia, dia kan rugi lah.
Kalau dia move out lah, kalau dia stay is good
Kalau
lah.
dia stay okay.
Sebab dia masih tanda tanya lagi tu.
Yelah, betul. Lihat sekarang BTO lagi untung Yang recentnya 1.6 million. Oh you.
Aku risau. Untung tu memang kalau aku jadi seller tu, senyum sampai kat telinga lah. Boleh ikat ke belakang tu.
Lebar.
Tapi aku risau pasal future generation.
Betul lah.
Macam mana
Macam mana nak afford
Takkan duduk bawah jembatan tu.
Wah, sekarang jambatan pun tak boleh. East Coast pun tak boleh pitch tent
Tak dia Dia kena apply permit lah.
Apply permit dah.
Ikan ni ayat-ayat normal lah East Coast, Changi, Pasir Ris.
Tu lah, kalau tak ada rumah pergi sana lah.
Ada lagi tak orang buat macam tu
Tak tahu lah. Sekarang kalau tak ada rumah, carilah ejen hartanah.
Hadi Dia tak ada belakang dia lagi.
Belum lagi. Nanti kita createkan dia tagline.
Aku hampir tahu.
Tak boleh pakai.
Tak boleh
Tapi nak tanya last ni question ni.
Tanya je.
Kelakar sikit tau ni.
Memang ni session tanya.
Soalan ni kelakar sikit.
Okay.
Satu kira macam husband and wife, they can only own one property. Let's say lah kalau macam suami dia kahwin dua, dia dah beli satu rumah,
Kahwin dua lagi.
tu apa dia second wife.
Second wife kena beli under nama second wife dia sole owner.
Oh, sole owner lah.
Yes.
Kira husband ni tak ada apa-apa lah.
Husband dia tak boleh masukkan nama pasal HDB satu orang boleh ada satu property je.
Dengar.
Oh, okay. So
Dengar.
siapa nak
Dia
kahwin
dengar untuk diri sendiri pun.
Dia aku nak terangkan viewer, jangan kahwin dua. Kahwin satu cukup. Nanti rugi.
itulah, dah tidur sofa, tidur luar, dah tak ada tempat.
Rugi je.
Mana rugi? 100% ke rugi?
100% kat second wife je. Tak boleh. Cukuplah dengan satu dah.
Alhamdulillah.
Akhirnya.
Dah berubah. Okay guys, so kita ada ejen hartanah kat sini. Soalan-soalan yang cepumas kita dah taburkan. So apa yang kau ada untuk cakap ke viewers kita?
Any advice?
Any advice? Yes, correct.
Okay lah. Kalau macam korang ada macam intention macam nak jual rumah ke, maybe nak dekat MOP ke, atau ada macam family member, colleagues yang ada interest in selling or buying house, just call an agent. Just call me.
Hubungi lah.
Fazli. We can just go down, do the financials, and give you some options lah for you to lay down all the options so you can have a better understanding in before you make a decision, because this is not a macam $10, $100 transaction. This is 100,000, maybe 1 million transaction. So ni big ticket item, so you really need the understanding macam if can in and out lah before you make a decision. So just call us, we come down. It's free of charge, no obligation.
Yes.
Then you can have a peace of mind before you make a decision.
Korang jangan main teka-teki sendiri lah. Aku untung ke tak untung aku gini, boleh ke tak boleh
Yelah, pasal I understand that viewers nak save cost lah, tapi you need to understand lah, kalau kau save cost, what are you gonna lose? Kalau kau buat sendiri, you know you will mix up something kan. Might as well you
Then kau punya planning for future, whether kau akan
jangan
boleh cope ke tidak.
Jangan you know, you will spoil your whole planning saya kalau kau buat silap kan. Might as well just hire an agent to help you.
Professional.
Yes.
Associate.
Daripada pandai-pandai nak jual rumah boleh buat sendiri, lepas tu rugi, duduk kat tepi pantai, lebih baik call agent.
Oh, boleh jadi tagline tu. Jangan tinggal tepi pantai, contact lah Hadi.
Kalau tak nak tidur tepi pantai, contact lah Hardi.
boleh tagline baik.
Boleh ya.
Okay guys, time
Time dah up lah.
dah up you have to look forward to this current episode, and our next episode kita akan ada Fazli yang juga ejen hartanah yang akan berbual dan share more about this real estate agent thing lah.
Yes. So guys, don't forget to comment, share, like, watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify. So leave a comment lah kalau korang ada nak ada segala pertanyaan ke apa ke,
And
komen bro.
And last sekali, kalau ada salah silap apa, kita minta maaf.
Assalamualaikum.